Hey, Julie from Alabama. Hey, Peyton. EQRC. Wow, does different bird eggs taste different? I guess they do. I have them all the time, so they all taste the same to me. I've had some people tell me that don't regularly eat duck eggs or any of the other eggs. They taste a little stronger. Elijah, hey. Alfredo, hello. Karen Garrison, beautiful turkeys, thank you. The ducks are cool, the geese are cool, black hens. Yeah, we got a little bit of everything here. How you doing, Ruben? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Boomer. Oh, thank you, Julia. Happy Wednesday to you as well. On the downswing. Hope everyone having a good day. Hope you're having a good day, Julia. Thanks for stopping by and watching the animals. Congratulations. Hopefully excited for the next chapter in your career field. That's exciting. I'm sure it'll be chaotic, but you'll get it down. No issues. Congratulations. That is very exciting. Ah, yes. Definitely. It's okay to be nervous. You're ready for the challenge. I'm sure you're highly qualified and you'll keep asking questions. I always tell people, stupid people don't ask questions. Smart people ask all the questions to get as much information as possible. I'm sure you'll do that. Ooh. The fowl are awesome. The bachelor pad is working out well. Hopefully with the cooler weather, they'll all calm down. Not breeding time. Because we're just going to call it Desi and Lucky now since they're both officially boys. I bet Boomer wants water. So patient with the ducks. Good boy, Boomer. You want water? Alright, that's what you want. Oh yeah. The Guardian Dane. He's around. He's always alert. He's around. What is the temperature out in Arizona? It's like 72 here today, and we're about to get down. They say we may dip into the 30s. I was like, oh boy, they'll start killing people's gardens off with that first frost. Pass. 98. Pass. Definite pass. Well, that'll be good. Refill all the water coffers. Yeah, we're officially out of a drought right now because the last, 2 weeks we've gotten, 5-6 inches of rain. It's not enough, but helped refill a little bit of the pond and some of the lakes and stuff, so where we get our fresh water from. But we definitely need some more rain, that's for sure. Hi, Maria. What are you gonna do? You're gonna do absolutely nothing to Boomer. Chicken's already going to bed. Their spidey sense is going off. Just hanging out right there on the ledge. The top right. Isn't that the truth? It'll definitely be dark early soon. I hate it. Not feeling these 5:30 dark times be horrible. I feel like it was just yesterday the sun was going down at like 8:39 in our area. And now here I am and it's 6:30 and already the sun's setting. But then again, I live in Illinois, so all I know is daylight savings time. I wonder how I'd feel if we didn't have that. Right. Yeah, we always gotta be aware of what time it is everywhere. When in doubt, I'll just Google it. What time is it? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, that's pretty cool. That is definitely pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know if I'd want cattle or horses. That's a lot of work and a lot bigger bills if something goes wrong. But I'm sure if I lived in an area that was had cattle, and horses. I'm not saying we don't have cattle and horses around here, but in a big cattle place, I guess maybe I'd have cattle and horses. But this is good enough. This is more than enough to keep me busy. There you go. I think it's just a sign. If that's what your stepmom's got, you need to get chickens now that Arizona's passed it. Time for chickens. Ha! She's probably going to live to be 150 because she's keeping busy doing all the animals. Taking care of them, doing the barn chores. I will say there's something to that. Keep the brain and the body active as long as you can. Here you go. Here. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I read a bunch of articles that talked about how cattle production has gone down exponentially, and that's why the rising price of beef continues to soar, because there are less and less people that are willing to do the hard work that comes with ranching, but yet the price of beef keeps skyrocketing. I'm sure at some point farmers will turn away from crops and go into cattle because the price of beef will be so high and lucrative that if people still have land available, they'll switch to that. I know on our 15 acres, I could easily pop 10 of them on here real quick. Fence out a couple areas, put 10 cattle on here. I could either raise them from babies, or then I could turn around and raise them to be finished off. I know for some other people in our household, that would be very difficult to say goodbye to brisket and beef, but hey, whatever. I'm sure the first time's always the hardest. You guys need to go walk around or something. I'll feed you accordingly. I give you corn every 5 minutes. Yep, absolutely. That's a good way to put it, a good objective view. I'm sure it would definitely be tough. I always find it interesting of people that have horses, especially now that I do this, and they're like, yeah, I got my horse when I turned 16 or 7 years old. And they've had the horse for 40 years. I'm like, man, there's not many things that are around for 30 to 40 years, especially animals. Talk about heartbreaking. It's bad enough when I have a chicken or a duck pass away, or even the dogs. Can't imagine having horses. Boomer, stop eating sand. What are you doing? Wow, that's unbelievable. Yeah, absolutely. Holy cannoli. I couldn't agree with that more. Yeah, one of our neighbors, a country mile away, around the country corner, their horse just had a baby, so that was cool. It was an all black horse. It's gorgeous. But that's really the first time I've really been up close to a newborn horse. A newborn horse, so it was really cool experience. You guys stop. There goes Boomer. Here comes the deer. There you go, Boomer. Good job. Way to run those deer off. Get them out of here. Send them back to the tree line. Good boy, Boomer. Run them off. Hello. You gonna sit up here? Yep. The does came out. As soon as I heard that deep growl, I'm like, it's either deer or predators. And back to mouse hunting. Goodness. How many hours behind is Arizona from, like, what time is it in Arizona? I guess that's easier. It's 6:33 here. Oh, my voice. What are you squeaking about? Two hours? Okay. 4:30? Okay. Yeah, this has been like my first time consistently live streaming, and it's been interesting to watch as we get less and less sunlight, the less and less people that are on at their different times. When I first started this, and I was coming out here at 7:30. Obviously, a lot more people naturally in their days were already relaxing, eating dinner, flicking through social media. And now that it's earlier and earlier, there are less and less people, because what are families doing? Or people in general, they're sitting down to eat dinner, unwinding for a little bit. I'm curious if the time change when our area falls back, if that will do anything. Obviously, it won't do anything for the people who their states don't have the spring fall back. Get out of here. What do you want, little goose? Yeah, there's a lot of benefits. Some people, they just don't like to work from home. I didn't have a problem with it. I know my job, when everyone was trying something different, when COVID was really flaring up, I worked from home. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. It was a blessing. I got so much stuff done around the farm. I don't think without it I'd be doing what I do. You know, you're the first person in 5 years that ever asked me what I've done for a living. 5 years I've been doing social media. You're the first person. That's funny. Ooh. Calm down. I'm actually a school teacher. I work with children. I'm a school teacher. I felt like for the longest time I was Tom Hanks, figuring there was like a pool out there when he was in Band of Brothers. Like, what do you do for a living? What do you do? No one. Yes. So during COVID, I was at home. Yes, I think the coolest thing is that I know my students they watch my lives, they watch some of my social media. So it creates a really good opportunity to talk with them about, being online safety. And I think it opens up a lot of deeper discussions about how you can be creative and how they can express themselves and show different things to the world. Obviously, some of my kids are younger, so I always encourage them to get parent permission and be open with their parents when doing social media. And, I jokingly say I'm just some knucklehead with a phone that started, half a decade ago. But you never know like where social media can lead you, and I'm pretty proud of it. Some of my students start digging a little bit more, um, and they're like, "Wow, you got over 2 million followers total across all platforms." I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool. It doesn't change who I am." Yeah, I just try to tell them, like, it doesn't change who I am. I was like, I'll answer your guys' questions and stuff like that when we have times. A lot of them will ask me questions when we go. I do lunch duty, so I'll answer questions at lunch if they have stuff. And so some good rapport, and it's a good, like you said, it's a good opportunity to educate, because they live in a world that I didn't grow up with the internet. I didn't have the internet. I wrote letters. We wrote phone numbers down. We know how to use payphones, and I remember growing up, my grandma had a rotary dial phone. She had a rotary dial phone, and we knew how to type phone numbers in, and now everything's electronic and digital. So, yep. I've worked in a high school for part of my career, so that was cool. And then I've worked in a junior high. I've coached sports. Yeah. Yeah, I remember you could double tap a phone and you could talk to the operator, press 0, all kinds of stuff. I remember the first time we got a computer, I think it was, I don't know, 90s or something, late 90s. We got our first computer. What a big deal. I think my parents saved up. They saved up all year to get it, and it was like $3,000. It was some kind of Sony computer, and everyone was reading manuals and trying to figure it out because they were kind of brand new at the time, and we used it for schoolwork. And then the next thing that came around was the internet. Like you said, dial-up internet. It's pretty wild. Yeah, technology has definitely came leaps and bounds. Like, here I am on a smartphone talking with people from around the world in the United States, sharing my passion of animals with people. I think it's awesome. When social media is used, or the internet's used in, a positive fashion, I think it can be so impactful to people. Here you go, guys. Another 10-minute period. Here's some corn. Everybody. There you guys go. There's some corn. Here you go. Oh, yeah. Technology has grown. I think it's weird to watch, besides the transformation of our own technology with all these smart devices and all this other nonsense, just look at a car. I remember back in the day, my dad used to drive like a big old Lincoln. It was always, don't push that down. What is it? Cigarette lighter. That gets hot. Now they call it that, and they did away with all those. I remember back in the day when some of my grandparents' cars had ashtrays built into them. Into the doors, there was an ashtray. Y'all need to go graze a little bit. Stop nibbling on my toes. Right? Sensor for everything. I feel like the car. Yep. Heck, even my truck, it looks like it's got a TV in it. I'm like, oh, that's great. One more thing that will break. That's the optimist in me. Like, it's cool and all, but I was all right with the other stuff. Quack, 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 quack. You guys have nibbled on my brand new white socks, and I have your muddy bills all over my toes. Thanks a lot. Oh, turkeys are in bed. Jeez. Did you guys drink all the water already? At least you guys drink the water. Oh my gosh, yeah. The turkeys are already calling it quits. Yeah, the animals are a good barometer. I was reading an article earlier that talked about how there's going to be something like every day between 4 and for the upcoming week, there's going to be three mass migrations, each one containing 400,000 to 500,000 birds migrating south. Whether it's from Canada to South America or wherever they lie, I was like, holy cow. That's 1 to 1.5 billion birds traveling and making the flight to somewhere warmer. Yeah, I thought it was an interesting stat put out by some universities. And most of it's happening between like the Dakotas, down through the Mississippi Flyway, all the major rivers, Mississippi and Ohio Valley. So you're talking all the states between there. I was like, that is a ton of birds. Like, I wonder if we'll see that in the sky at all. Will they do most of their traveling at night? I don't know. It looks like the skies are supposed to be pretty clear for them to migrate pretty swiftly. Which I'll be curious because a lot of the farmers, they've cut their corn already. At least in our area, a lot of the farmers have cut corn, and they don't really disc in or till or plow the corn stalks. They just kind of let them sit and decay naturally. So I'll be curious if all these birds flying over see all these cornfields and eat all the corn that kind of spilled out. Boomer, leave him alone. Go catch a mouse or something, my guy. Oh, that's pretty cool. That is definitely cool. Yeah, if you really start to get into the migration patterns, you'll start to see different animals take different pathways. You know, it's really cool if you're into that kind of sciencey stuff or nature to see the different animals that migrate. Like, you kind of know when fall's coming, when, at least in our area, when there's no more hummingbirds. Usually during the summer, we'll have, I'll hang some feeders for them, and they're fun to watch, kind of probably like the ravens. And we haven't seen any hummingbirds in weeks. They're long gone. They knew this cold streak was coming long before we did. Haven't seen many doves. Doves are supposed to migrate around down through here to South America. I'm sure we'll be stuck with only crows. Yeah, right? They're definitely going to Arizona. Much better weather. I think right now all I've seen is crows. We have lots of cardinals that will stick around. We've got a lot of finches, a lot of winter hardy birds. Those birds will stick around. A lot of crows. Good stuff. We've got blue jays. We do. Blue jays will stick around for the winter time. We've got a couple bird feeders out, so it's good. I like to see what kind of birds are coming and going. You can definitely tell in the springtime when everyone's got a lot of growth and they're breeding, because we just do black oil sunflower seeds. And in the springtime, we'll go through sunflowers like crazy, seeds at least. But like right now, I think the feeders have been filled for over a week. I don't know if that's because the birds are migrating, they're for winter or what, but I know when we get a snowstorm, it's real easy to see all the birds because they'll hit the feeders then, because now they have nothing to forage on. Do you guys have blue jays? I know it annoys people, but I like mourning doves. The whoo just sounds so peaceful. I know some people it annoys them. They're like, "Get out of here! You're so annoying." Yeah. Yeah. The only thing we've had I feel like I've seen them more in our area because they're putting an emphasis on it, is we've got a lot of mated pair bald eagles. We had a couple bald eagles across the field here. They had a nest, or at least they'd hang out there a lot. I've just noticed a lot more bald eagles in our area. I know we definitely have some larger lakes for Illinois down in southern Illinois, so I'm sure that helps out with the food sources and breeding. I know other places that's a big deal. But yeah, it's been interesting seeing a lot more bald eagles in our area. I hope it obviously it's a good thing, but at the same time it's like, oh man, I don't want to have to like reinvent my entire setup to put up avian netting to protect it. It's bad enough with the hawks. But one of the things I've been trying to do to promote diversity is I try to do as much as I can to promote crows around our area with the birds, because the crows are such fierce, they're just such fierce defenders when hawks and other birds of prey come in. And the crows and these little birds, they antagonize the hawks and the bald eagles so much. I was like, all right, natural defense system. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen some people, they like make friends with the crows on their properties or by their homes, start feeding the crows peanuts and all this stuff, and they hang out above all their chickens and don't bother them. And then because they've been around the crows get used to them. And what's been really interesting is the crows then start bringing some of these people like trinkets and stuff that they find, like a hey, here's a tip. Look, I found you this piece of thread. Thanks for the peanuts and stuff you've been feeding us. I haven't gotten to that level yet, but that'd be cool. Well, you guys are. Well, this is the end of the corn, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Ta-da! There you go. There you go. We are out of corn. So ta-da. Here you go. You guys can take a look. There's no corn in the basket. Honk. Honk. Oh, here comes a bunch of geese. Where are they at? I'm out of corn. I sit here with a colander bowl. And then I put it down just so they don't think I'm holding out on them. Yeah, like here's a good thing of the geese coming in. Yeah, there's another one above me. Yep, it's like, well, if that's a sign of all these birds to come, it's going to be pretty cool to watch. Yeah, they'll start coming in. A couple of my neighbors have some 5-acre ponds, so a lot of the local geese and other geese will kind of bed down there. Some will stick around. It's pretty cool. But I know for our area, deer hunting is a real big deal, financially and as a food source. So that'll get fired up with all these animals and for people. I know it's not everyone's thing, but it is what it is. It's a reality. I know we have a lot of waterfowl hunters in this area, so big deal. So I hope everyone has a successful time and everyone's able to make enough money and get enough food to put them through the year, because let's be honest, food costs are sky high. And I know for a lot of people, and especially a lot of food banks in our area, distributing that meat goes a long way for the community. Yeah, it was interesting during COVID when, a lot of people went out of work and a lot of gig people were out. And I remembered I got a couple deer myself, and I do everything, all the whole process. And at that time, supplies were short, eggs were tough to find, so I had a lot more clients at that time. We had a lot more families coming through, and I think that was one of the things I did, because I know I had so much meat. A lot of the families, I'd ask them if they liked venison, so I'd give them away a bunch of meat so that they could prepare it with the eggs, because they'd show up with family and kids. And so I hope every little bit helped people at that time. What do you all see? You're looking up. What do you see? Yeah, at the end of the day, look at this. What is this? Look at this mouse. This mouse is bum coming out of here. He's living I got Ralph the mouse living under this porch here, coming out trying to eat that scraps of food. Yeah, definitely UFO. 100% it's a UFO. Like so all the animals are a great signal of like something's going on. You spend enough time with anything and you try to get their stuff and then like everyone's heads tilted up and I'm like, "What? I don't see I don't see anything. There's nothing." I agree, UFOs. Definitely UFOs. Y'all about ready for bed, I'll tell you that right now. I can see it. Y'all just trying to decide whether or not it's that time or not. Oh my god, yeah. They're, all the animals literally right now. My turkeys and chickens obviously are in bed because they're the roosting animals and they're like, I'm not getting caught out past dusk because then I can't see. And then you see the ducks and the geese and all they're doing, yes, like toddlers, they're just piddling right now. They're just piddling around, aimlessly wandering with nothing to do. But if I start corralling them, it just gets them going and they don't want to go to bed like toddlers. Like, no, I'm not going to bed. You're not going to tell us when to go. All right, I'll think about it. What do you... Curtain call. All right. Oh, yeah. Exact opposite. I think they get the picture. I think they get the picture. Everyone's in bed. We'll just try and nurse them to their cage. slowly creeping back. Absolutely. They're trying to go to bed. They're slowly making their way in there. Let's see, is this hen still in here? Look at this. Yeah, I don't think so, sister. Yeah, and they went in here. And you are not sleeping in here with the ducks. This hen thinks she's going broody. She's going broody. You are not, look at this. You guys got a roommate. Not happening. Let's go, honey. Not happening. No, not happening. Gonna create dysfunction in here. Not happening. Ugh. Let's go, sweetheart. You guys are like, what's going on in here? Yeah, I don't think so. Absolutely not. Yeah, now the goose wants in there. Yeah, absolutely not. Let's see if the ducks may come back out. Oh, I need that goose out of here. See, they may be done. That's okay. Let's see if they got food, got water for tomorrow. All right, get your little booty in there. Oop. Get your little tail out of there. It's good enough. As long as it doesn't go back up. Put that up. Let's go round up the geese. This is usually my worst part of my night. Because sometimes the geese think this is the Indianapolis 500. And all we do is circles. Oh, I'm going to get blessed tonight. Let's go to bed. I'm going to get blessed with you two. Walk right up in there. All right, good night, guys. In your goose palace. Let's see if there's any eggs on the off chance. Nope. Oh, got lucky with that one. Usually all we do is go round and round and round and round. And then finally, they have enough of me playing tag with them. And they'll go in there. Oh. Well, something happened there. Well, that's strange. Very strange. I don't know why it's frozen. But hey, have a good night. Everybody enjoy. As always, mother cluckers, keep clucking. Have a beautiful rest of your night and an even better day tomorrow because you deserve it. Adios.